If you're a regular viewer, then you must be sick to death of me talking about cup holder solutions for this car. And I swear this will be the last time, hopefully. If you're not a regular viewer of this channel, then first of all, welcome and please subscribe. But you also might be familiar with the fact that Citroen C5 X7s have a hilarious reputation. They're the subjects of mockery because of the cup holder. It's in here and it's not very useful. It just started raining. It wasn't raining, it just started. I'm having to repeat this because I did this yesterday and the rain was so loud that the footage was unusable. I have a bit of a silly cup holder. It's in here. And that's the only one for the passengers up front. Pipe down! Anyway, now I came up with various solutions. One of them was here, and the other one, the best one so far in my humble opinion, was one that went here. But that was only usable for cars without the hydropneumatic suspension, because that's where you locate both the suspension controls and the electronic handbrake. And I don't have a car without hydropneumatic suspension anymore, so I thought I'll try again and make one for this car. And this is the result. For the first time, it's a double cup holder, but also it can double as a phone holder as well. This is something that both things annoyed me, the lack of a cup holder, and I had nowhere to put my phone. Obviously you can't use them both at the same time. There are compromises. Same also, if you do have a bottle here, then it will cover up the radio. So it's not perfect, but then again, this is a problem, the lack of cup holders. It's inherent to the car, so there was always going to be a bit of compromise, or at least in my humble opinion. Now I should point out that this is only for cars with this solution, with this opening. My previous car had a lid, and I don't know if the solution is applicable there. So, apologies. If you've got both hydropneumatic suspension and the lid, this may not be for you. Wait, before we move on, I'd like to show you how it's assembled. So this is what the entire thing looks like disassembled. These are the springs that are going to keep your phone in place, and this sort of like all together. This is the actual cup holder bit, and phone holder bit as well. So I'm going to start off with the springs. You just put them in here. They fit in and they will not come out. You can guarantee that. It's all made of ABS, so it won't melt either. Come on. So here is a prop phone. It goes in like so. And it will stick, so it won't fly out around corners, and it's very easy to take out. Small caveat, these springs come in various sizes and shapes to accommodate different thicknesses of smartphones. So it goes from about 13 millimeters thick, which is rather thick, and that includes the case, I thought. And if you want, you can just rest against the springs like this, or actually have them actually exert some pressure and keep the phone in place. Keeping the phone in place might not be an issue because, I did forget to mention this in the video, in the main video, but the sort of like the trough, this dip where you can put your phone, is 176 millimeters long. So this should be able to take any smartphone, even the tallest ones. By the way, you will also see that this differs. The final model will differ because it's got some branding here. The one in the video is a prototype, but it's an absolutely final version. The only difference is it doesn't have the branding. In the off chance someone's curious, I'll make these things in SketchUp, and right now I'm preparing these files to upload them to make them available for whoever wants them, and that's what it looks like. Anyway, back to the video. Next bit, you want to slot in this, the bottom part. Now, you might see some triangles on the side, and that is to show how these bits are aligned. Hopefully that's visible. You want to make these bits line up. So yeah, they're lined up. This is how it slots in. That bit's already slotted in. So once that's slotted in, you just push it gently forward. Gently but firmly. Make sure it's... Be careful so it won't come out, otherwise it will break. And you have to do it all over again. That takes hours and hours and hours. There, that's that done. Again, this is a bit finicky because I did make this so it would be easily doable, but then again it won't come apart over time. Look at that. Yes, there we are. Okay, so if I put it all together, you will notice, can you see there's a little gap there? This is also part of the printing process. So to cover up that gap, I thought, why not use the same mat that I used when I made mats for the door bins. I've still got some left, so I can use that. So how to cut it into the proper shape? Well, I made a template that I can use to just cut around and get the exact shape I need. So that's what I'm going to be doing next. I've still got some left over for some future project. Off this comes. If you want to try this, you might want to, I don't know, put some sticky tape on the back. By pure coincidence, this is the size of 2 widths of sticky tape. Double-sided sticky tape, I should say. That's great. So I'll just cut it to size and then it will go on the car. I think the next stop is to install this all in the car for your enjoyment. So, to put this in place, what you need to do is remove the mat that's already here. Why is that? Because there are some cavities beneath that are useful, some holes that are useful for keeping the cup holder / phone holder in place. Now all you've got to do is just pry your finger under here and then it will come out. Firmly but gently. Okay, can you see those things? Those are like the hooks or whatever they're called, the tabs that keep this mat in place. Keep this, because if you're ever sick of this solution, it's 100% reversible. Okay, so, and then we get the cup holder. As you can see, I've already applied the mat. I don't think you need video instructions on how to apply the mat with a sticky tape, because it just fits in. I did leave sort of like ridges around, so there's a place where it actually nestles up. It's sort of more or less flush. That was on purpose. Also, I put some of this tack here. And why is that? Because this will be plastic. This bit will nestle up against this bit here. So it may rattle. So this will prevent it rattling and also help keep it in place. There, those little 2 nipples there, so they can fit into these holes here, so it won't move around. So with this all in place, there's this tab which has to go into a hole at the bottom. Now what you can do, you can just push it in and feel your way, and I think it's in. Just push it in, it will fit. There, it's more or less in place, and that's it. Okay, you can see this angle here exists, so if I put it like so, your fingers will be less likely to hit the holder, and hopefully that works. You've got to be careful when you put it into reverse, because it does get very close. You can use it for just one phone here in phone mode, or you may want to put 2 phones for charging at the same time. You know, in my case, I do have a double charging adapter, so I can charge 2 phones at the same time here. So in terms of beverages, it can take a 50 centilitre bottle of varying shapes. It can take various types of coffee cup, and it can take also cans. Please always be careful using hot drinks or cold drinks. Make sure they don't spill. Make sure you use them responsibly. I would hate for anyone to get hurt or their car to be ruined somehow by this. Now this solution, like all the other ones, was 3D printed. I printed it in ABS because that will stand up to the heat of the sun in the summer. It's a lot more durable than other materials, especially PLA. I'm going to make this model available. I think by the time this video comes out it will be available, but between filming and making it available I'm still going to test it out, see if there's nothing that I've missed, nothing serious. Everything else is perfectly usable. You can see I've got my thingy here, got my garage remote here, it's still accessible. There's very little compromise, although as I mentioned, there is some compromise because of the access to the radio. But anyway, that's it. That's what I've come up with so far. Hopefully you guys will like it, and if you did, please, you know, tell everyone else with a C5. That would be lovely. So if you made it this far, thank you very much indeed for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave me a like if you did, and I bid you farewell.